Namaste, beautiful friends. This is Elle with Sacred Union Spiritual Wellness, a channel dedicated to enhancing and uplifting your spiritual well-being. Okay, so full moon in Gemini, Mercury stationing direct. Don't know about you, but lots of energy that is not necessarily positive. I think the outcomes will be positive, but there seems to be a lot of conflict going on. Not quite sure why. I do know it has something to do with communication, because Gemini is a sign of communication and Mercury is a sign of communication. But I do want to caution you, don't react. Right at this time, don't take everything personally. It feels like there's a great venting going on in the energy where people have some repressed feelings and they're bringing them to the surface. I feel like there's a lot of triggering going on with the full moon energy. It's like, I don't know. However, just kind of take a step back and be the observer. Don't react. If you feel as though there's like a confrontation, and I know that it's in the astrology, because I can just scroll through my YouTube feed and just about every other video is about confrontation. So there's a lot of confrontations going on. You don't have to be the confronter, but you may be being confronted. So what I suggest is realize that it's them and not you. And the best thing to do is just listen. But if they cross a boundary, just shut down the conversation and say, okay, at this time, I really think we need to kind of end this conversation, and maybe we'll talk again later. But understand that there's a lot of karmic closures going on, and with those karmic closures, karma is being administered. So on that note, let's get into the reading. We are still in the full moon has happened, and the energy is so intense. So we're still in the energy of that full moon and Mercury stationing direct. So just know that this is intense. So I'm going to use all new oracle decks. I haven't used these in a long time. My goal is to use all of my oracle and tarot decks before the end of January. So I'm going to be doing a lot of shifting of decks. So if there's a particular deck that resonates with you, let me know in the comments. And then if you want a personal reading using that deck, send me an email. Okay, so I'm going to be using the Wild Unknown Tarot, the Wild Mystic Oracle, the Mystic Odyssey Tarot, and the Awake Inner Wisdom cards. The only one that I know that has a creator is the Wild Mystic, written and illustrated by Anastasia Catrice. So the rest of them I couldn't find. Kim Krantz on the Wild Unknown Tarot. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to use the Wild Mystic Oracle. If you notice, all of these boxes are black. I don't know why. That really spoke to me when I was going through my collection of tarot and oracle cards. The black just really kind of spoke to me. So let's get started, see what comes through in this reading, because what comes through in this reading is something you need to know. Just going to kind of shuffle a couple of times, and then let's see what energies pop out. Well, there's the Death card. This is an oracle deck, not a tarot deck. So we have the Death card, endings. And with the endings, the karma, I feel like, is being administered as part of the closure of the ending. So sometimes karma comes later, but I feel like karma is coming now. And I think it's going to be between now and like February. My guides are saying like February. You're going to see a lot of karma. You may be receiving your karma too. Freedom. That is moving on. And work. Okay, So here's the closure. Here's the liberation. You know, the karmic cycle has closed. So like in the tarot, you have 9s, which are, that's the end of the cycle. The 10 is kind of like the administration or the lesson learned. And then you start with the ace. So that 10 is a 1 and the ace. So those are very connected. The ace is the new beginning. But that new beginning comes with the wisdom from the karmic lesson. So once you have the karmic lesson, there's a liberation. It's almost like, oh, okay, now I see why that was so important for me. And then we have the work. We work to integrate. So I just want to show you these cards. This is the death card. This is a moth, which, you know, moths come out with the moon. And so this has something to do with this full moon in Gemini. Then we have these 2 narwhals. This looks to me like very Piscean energy. And that's freedom. So there's this water element. It's almost like maybe you're going to, all these emotions that you've been caching, kind of cached away, now they're just going to come out. So there might be some anger, people popping off, people being triggered, but it might also be some release through crying or just releasing that emotional. And then we have this work card. And this is the industriousness. This is kind of like, okay, now it's time to really get to work. So I'm going to pull some tarot and find out what we're going to work on. So again, this is going to be the Mystic Odyssey. I did pre-shuffle, no cards jumped out at me, so let's see what comes through. I want to specifically know what the work is, where we're going to put that work. And that work to me feels like action energy. So things that we're going to direct our energy toward through our actions. But it could be some, there's the Tower card. How appropriate. Two of Swords. There's been some sort of crumbling. I'm trying to attach to the word they're giving me. Okay, so it's almost like there's an energy of a disenfranchisement here. And it feels as though there's a deconstruction and disenfranchisement. There's the Queen of Swords. That's that application from the freedom. I'm going to put that right there. That's the application, using the discernment. What's the lesson here? And then how do I use this as I move forward in my work, in my mission? There's the Six of Wands. My guides are saying something about authenticity. And then the Judgment. That's the other card I was thinking of when I was talking about the tarot. And, you know, the 9 card is kind of the end of the cycle. And then the 10 is the, you know, lessons learned, the revelation, you know, being able to move forward now and put it behind you because you've integrated. So now we have the Judgment card, the Tower and the Judgment, bookending this reading. This Judgment energy is the karmic closure. This is the karma being administered. And then the World card is the closing out of that cycle in the liberation from learning the lesson. Once you integrate the lesson, you can then ascend. But until you learn the lesson, you can't, because if you don't learn it, you're going to go back through it. So you're going to go back to go and, you know, not collect your $200 like in Monopoly. You're going to go through that cycle again. And hopefully at the end of the cycle, then you're going to be able to say, aha, so now I see why that was a meaningful lesson for me. But yeah, there's something that is creating, it's an intensity in your thought pattern. I don't have any emotions here. So the only water energy I have is this freedom element. But it's mostly, there's some sort of an obstruction. There's an obstruction in your thoughts. And it's almost like it's a denial from this tower. The deconstruction, there's an obstruction and a deconstruction. Sorry, I got to write that down. So there's an obstruction from the deconstruction. Only until you embrace this deconstruction will you be able to remove the obstruction. So if you're in denial, then that's the obstruction. But then all of a sudden you get this aha revelation moment with this Queen of Swords and this freedom energy. And then it's like, okay, so now that I've learned this, I can apply it. With the Six of Wands, that's an energy of kind of there's almost, no matter what the karmic lesson is here, it's a success. It's not a failure. There is no failure. If you fail, you learn something. So the work now can be aligned from the lesson. Okay, let's pull from this Awake Your Inner Wisdom. And it does have a little booklet, and I probably will just look something up real quick, but I won't do a whole lot. I don't want to take your time. I know you're busy. It's holiday season. So happy holiday, whatever holiday you celebrate. Dream. Here's another moon image. Look. Hello. See the similarities there? So you may be having dreams about death. And usually if you dream about death, it's because you feel overwhelmed or there is a blockage in your life. It's the new beginning. It's what's going to happen next. It's not death in the reality, because there is no death. Death is an illusion. Oh, equanimity. All right, I'm going to look those two up because I think there's an important message with this death. Oh, these were the ones. The reason I didn't use this deck was because these are not numbered and they don't have, it's not in alphabetical order. Oh my. That's why I didn't use this deck before, because it takes so long to find this. Okay, well, we got to this one first. You are an amazing being that is equal to the horizon. Dream. They're right next to each other. Just saying. Dream a dreamy dream and watch it unfold. Okay, 2 lessons there. Now, once you embrace this karmic lesson, this it's vital. It's a vital part of your ascension journey. So once you, and I can tell that because the Tower and the Judgment card here. Once you embrace that and you take that step toward ascension, you now have a new dream. This opens up a new dream for you. It's almost like you couldn't see the dream. You couldn't even fathom this dream until you learned this lesson. So after the deconstruction, the obstruction is removed, and now you can dream a new dream. Okay, so let's pull from the Wild Unknown, and then I'll do bottom of the deck and see what either you don't see or what's coming in that you might start to experience energetically. Usually I think it's about energetic. So what's this dream? And it's almost like, you know, there's a whole new horizon available to you. It's a new destination. It's almost like the Emperor. Got the Six of Wands again with a butterfly, which is transformation. Ace of Pentacles. There you go. Now look, the Ace of Pentacles is a tree ring. And there's the tree, which is the Emperor. This is a cross segment of a new dream that is now available to you because of this karmic lesson. But then we have the Two of Pentacles, another butterfly. So we have the Six of Wands, the Two of Pentacles. Usually the Two of Pentacles to me is a struggling and juggling. But in this energy to me, it looks like you're just about, my guides are saying, you're just about to get a grip on the ability for this new dream to become a reality. So we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. This is going to be the work. You're starting a new manifestation process, and the manifestation is linked to this dream. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. Now I shuffled and shuffled and shuffled because I always do. So we have 1, 2, 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. The work begins. The pentacles are the work. This is the work. But this is the work on a new dream that you couldn't even fathom before this. All right. Let's do bottom of the deck. I always love bottom of the deck. Look, we have power. That's a ram. That's Aries energy. And that Aries energy is almost like, okay, I'm ready to get to work. It's the roll up the sleeves. You know what? I'm ready to start this new dream. I'm about to build something new that I didn't even believe was possible before. And that could be because whatever obstruction is removed because of this deconstruction. Air and force. That's air energy. Feels like now it could be Air Force for those of you who work in the military. But let's look that card up. But there's force, there's power in that. Here we go. Determination, the unseen life force, and dynamic breath flow. Your breath controls how your energy is circulating. So there's something about breath. But your air force, this is that life force within. And I think air energy is your thoughts energy. And you can see here, I mean, there's some big thoughts going on in that brain. But it's almost like your thoughts are going to drive this work energy, this power. Then we have the Six of Pentacles. This is equilibrium and balance. It is really important to balance your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, and your work. What are you doing to drive this dream? What actions are you taking? Is that aligned with your thoughts? For example, I'm waiting for the example, but they told me for example, so then they said be patient, they'll give it to me. For example, let's say you wanted to start a business. You know, you wanted to start your own small business, cottage industry or larger, it doesn't matter. But you're not going to just go out and open the business and say, okay, I'm ready. You're going to do some market research. You're going to find out what You're going to think through the process. You're going to develop a business plan. You're going to find out what kind of either certifications or what regulations regulate your industry. Do you need a business license? Do you need to get insurance? Do you need an LLC? Do you need any other kind of preparatory preliminary documentation? Are you going to have a brick and mortar? And so what are you going to do for that? How are you going to pay that rent? How are you going to sign that lease? Do you have financial records? Do you have backing? So you're going to think through that before you jump in. And then you're going to start aligning your actions with your business plan. Because if you're going to open let's say a sourdough bread baking business as a cottage industry in your house, you're not going to necessarily go out and buy a bunch of products that has nothing to do with baking bread. So you're going to align your actions with your business plan. And then you're going to start, if you're going to bake sourdough, you're not going to make Christmas ornaments. You see what I'm saying? Everything needs to be in alignment. So you start off with the energy, with the emotion, because this is a desire. And then you connect that with the thoughts. That's you're coming up with a business plan. And then the wands, your actions, starting to integrate the components of that business plan. And then the work is actually creating the product that you're going to sell to maintain your business. So that's what I'm talking about. Here we have the Ace of Wands. This is going to be, we have the Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Wands. This is going to be something connected to this dream, but everything needs to be in balance. Okay, that's what I have for you. I hope this helps. It's a complicated message, but someone needed to hear it. So on that note, I hope you have a wonderful day. I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. And until then, my lovely friends, namaste. Thank you so much for your likes, your subscribing to my channel, and your very kind comments. I hope you found this video helpful. Please check out my other videos for other messages that will help you enhance your spiritual well-being. I'm Elle, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you again. Until then, my dear friends, namaste.